Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day.
Good grief.
Hello. We're not
Yes.
Stug. But you're watching Stupid O'Clock.
Neither of us want to be either.
I actually heard Donna laughing from down. I heard her laughing from down the hallway.
Yeah.
I heard her too.
She's packed one now.
I'm also very jealous of her. Carl, you forgot to get me ice cream.
I didn't get her.
How far a delivery would that be?
Only 3 hours, maybe.
4 hours? Okay. I'm sure it would have melted by then. Good evening, Josh.
Hey, well, Carl's here, but
I've got a little cooler I could put the ice cream in.
Hey,
Oh,
Dan,
yeah, that
I
works.
just
Yes.
found something on Facebook Marketplace you may like. A Hercules 400-pound anvil.
Yes, I do like it.
Hmm.
I couldn't even begin to get it delivered here, but
No, you got to pick it up yourself.
I was about to say, can you
that'll
imagine,
be the day.
can you imagine you're working for FedEx? Can you imagine you're working for FedEx and Yeah,
You
gotta
mail
deliver
order a
this out this
400-pound anvil.
It's
Just
Imagine
have
the cost on that.
oh, and,
just have just have Acme deliver it and have it
No,
drop
it'll
straight down your
come
house.
through the roof. I've already got enough damn floor I've got to replace.
the top has just been resurfaced, so it's perfectly flat.
That's nice. I don't know why you had to.
How and why do you resurface the top of an anvil?
Well, when it's over 100 years old
Oh,
and been used for 100 years of beating,
that thing didn't look 100 years old. That was in great shape for.
well, it's been restored.
Spray paint does a wonderful job.
Maybe I need to be resurfaced.
I'd be surprised what you can do with a
I-
bottle of
I
vinegar.
thought you were refurbished.
Oh, I said resurfaced.
Oh, resurfaced. Okay.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
I hear her hollering.
Uh-oh.
I think she
Come
finally got him trained
on.
that when she yells, you better show up or you're gonna get a smack in the head.
Oh,
That's all right. Even if he shows up, he might get a smack in the head.
at least we don't see it. So we
Yeah, at
can't,
least it's not recorded this time.
yeah, we're not going to be called into court like
No evidence. No. Oh. I don't know if you can see that, but
That's a wedding ring.
Married again?
Yeah.
Lindsay remembered that for the last 15 years or so, because of safety rules at work, I was not able to wear my wedding ring.
Mm-hmm.
And she was going to pull it out on Valentine's Day, but we both got busy with other stuff we had to do. And she remembered it this morning and even shined it up.
Oh.
We've had it resized, so it actually, I don't have to strain to put it on my finger or get it off.
Wait a minute.
anymore.
Hold that up there to the screen again.
It's a nice and shiny because it's not-
Some sort of ancient elvish. It's
No. It's just got 3 little bitty diamond chips on it. So
Aww.
I should dig
You know what
mine.
that deserves like
I should dig mine out and put it back on because it was really a chick magnet.
and into darkness bind them. Okay. Anyway.
one ring to rule them all.
Yeah.
no, it's more like BR 549.
Yeah. Some women will see that wedding ring and say, that one's already trained. I'll go after that one.
Believe me, any woman that knows me knows that I'm not trainable.
Well,
You're at least
You
house
have
my wife.
been. We know.
But yeah, housebroken, yeah, but
mhm.
trainable?
Are
There's
you
a
sure
different
your
boat.
house broke? You've never taken a. Never mind.
Only in the designated people litter box.
Yeah, we're only 7
I was
minutes and we're only
No,
7
we
minutes in.
we made you miss before. We made you laugh and miss.
Now that was an accident. I was actually aiming, and I made the mistake of listening to y'all. And there were involuntary movements associated with laughter involved,
That's what they all say.
and I stayed long enough to clean everything up. So
I
don't do that again.
got you there, didn't I?
Hey, a 38
Oh,
ball is hard to
Michaela.
control when you're laughing, okay?
Hello, Michaela.
Yes, I saw the cover. I'm still looking for the Easter egg. You still haven't found it yet. Well, I'm not
I
looking for it right
wondered
this
if it was not inside the tree.
I was gonna say, I think I found it, but I'm not sure.
I have no idea what the Easter egg would be, but I noticed there was something inside the tree that did not look tree-ish.
Yeah, something over the girl's like by the girl's shoulder in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like something that's not supposed to be there.
Looked like a little doorway into an alternate universe or something, which would fit with Michaela's work.
Mhm.
Then again, we are speculating,
Mhm.
which does not mean we own a speculum.
Yeah. Especially
Lord.
a singing,
I mean, they
especially,
don't either. It just means they doesn't mean that they do.
especially a singing speculum.
Oh, Richie, I got that 3D printer in today.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Now,
It's
wait a
going to
minute.
be a couple weeks before it's set up, but it's
3D
it.
printer or 3D wood burner?
3D printer.
Oh, you should see the new wood burner he got. He got all kinds of tips on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about. Remember, he was doing the what do they call them things for the scanners?
QR code.
QR code. He was doing the QR codes on the wood,
Oh yeah.
and I mentioned you need to get you like a little cheap $150 laser wood burner just for doing QR codes.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
well,
crank, if I had to crank a bunch of those out, hell yeah, I'd spend the money on a laser wood burner at that point because they don't need to, I don't need to sit here and drive myself nuts with all
The QR code was done by hand.
these.
Let's face it, it's more of a first walk than a
it was
drive.
programmed
And
by
look at
hand.
Charles.
I
It's more of a first walk. It's not a drive.
You know that
my
the Munsey company does little plastic ones.
Mhm.
I wonder if they'd be interested in any wooden ones.
Now-
I'll talk to
You know,
What would be really cool?
the obvious reply to that would be half a century old, but it would translate into don't take any wooden munsies.
Actually,
I wonder how those would do on a pole.
you do
They wouldn't bend well.
well, no, but you can nail it to a tree.
I was about to say, can you imagine getting a portable laser burner and just go out to trees and fences and stuff like that? Just burn the QR code into the fence.
Not the green room, not the green room, not the green room.
Why? Because I was holding up Donna's and I was saying something about nailing to a tree.
Oh, Stephanie!
Michaela says he said nail it.
Stephanie, where's Stephanie?
I'll get her if you don't want to, Dan.
I will do it and be honored to do so.
Hello.
How are
Welcome
you,
back.
Rocket Mama?
Has the baby?
Oh, can't hear you.
Nope, can't hear you.
Can't hear you. You don't have a headset.
She's muted. It shows
Oh, wait.
shows that she's muted
Oh.
on the screen right now.
I can try. Oh,
Okay,
okay.
she's
Right now.
There you go.
No, she still has nothing.
Nope, still muted.
Is she?
Doesn't show it on the
StreamYard
screen.
is trying to sense a different microphone.
Yeah.
I go through that a lot too.
I gotta pick my specific headset every time I come into StreamYard.
When I go.
It sounds like it's not plugged in good because I started hearing you for
Yeah. She came in just a second there.
Check the cable connection or something. Yeah. Whatever you did, we heard you for just like a split second.
So I did hear her earlier for just a second. I was like, and then I heard her again.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for her.
Still muted. Let's see if I can unmute her here. Oh, won't let me unmute her.
All
That's
right,
because-
she's unmuted now.
Oh, there we go.
but not on her end.
No, she's
Right.
remuted. Remuted?
Every time she clicks on her sound thing, apparently it mutes her until she figures out how to get it fixed.
Hey. Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
So I wanted to get Stephanie on the show so bad because A, she has a new cat. B, America. Okay, she's gonna log out, log back in.
Yeah.
Go out and
Getting
come
the
back in. Okay.
Mhm.
And we landed a rover on the moon today.
Yeah,
Well, it wasn't a rover.
Nice.
it was
I'm more
something.
excited for her to get the cat. I'll be honest. I mean, okay, look at the shirt. I'm more excited about her getting the cat.
Understood. Understood.
I am more relieved than excited.
Yeah.
Speculations.
I had a chance to buy myself a canal boat over in England today.
What?
Did you do it?
It would only have cost me half a year's pay.
Did you do it?
No, because it would cost me about
year.
20 years' pay to move to England.
That's not.
Yeah, that's good reason not to.
Hey, doesn't matter if the boat was only $24,000. The $500,000 it would have cost to relocate is a little bit out of my comfort zone.
How do you have a river or something near you, Dan?
No, just a couple of lakes.
I was wondering if there was you could pay them to deliver it to you.
I don't think UPS will do that.
Well, they could.
Probably
No,
quicker than
well, no,
trying
you
to
said it's
open
coming
it
from
in,
England,
though.
right?
Yeah.
It's coming from overseas. It'd be DHL.
Okay. Well, I do believe 40 tons ground weight is just a little bit over their limit.
They could tie to one of those things on the back of one of those shipping ships, and just drag them along. Just bring them.
Oh, they could probably load that into a 747 cargo conversion.
Well,
40 tons.
They had an airplane land a shuttlecraft. If they can do that, they can just strap that thing to the top.
Yeah.
And flick the straps before they take off. Say that that's going to hold.
I would want to be at the airport when that thing landed, just to listen to everybody go, "What the fuck?"
Well, you know what?
That's when you see a mass group just go up to the counter going, "You are not charging me for the oversized baggage fee anymore."
Well, you know what DHL stands for, don't you? Delivery honestly lost.
Well,
Do you know that if I would have married my ex, that would have been my initials?
Uh-oh.
I would have wanted to get a DHL coat just to have it. But yeah, that didn't happen. So thank God. Dodge that bullet.
I think my other good news is sufficient enough. If it were affordable to move to England with all the stuff we got, that'd be a different thing. But I don't know how Lindsay would take to living on a boat and all the condensation on everything. Because she does have allergies to mold, which unless you cleaned up all the condensation on the windows and everything else every day, you would get mold. That's one of the things that everybody over there has to worry about on their boats.
And if you think it's bad now, you'd have a dog and however many cats cramped onto your boat there. It'd be like Noah's Ark.
And I'd probably have my own YouTube channel, as if I didn't already.
Mm-hmm.
But I did come up with a name for the boat if I was to ever have one and be over there.
Mm-hmm.
Damn Yankee.
Oh, and I did see yours and Donna's comment on my YouTube video, Carl.
Yes, would the canal boat be able to take you high enough?
High, low, as long as it didn't sink, everything's fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to make a damn Yankees joke.
Mm-hmm.
Can you take me higher? Oh, you did say that, didn't you?
Yes.
It's been a
I
long
got
day.
that damn earworm in my head.
Being old is a wonderful thing. You can't remember shit. But no earworms if you can't remember.
But you remember a song from 1973.
Mm-hmm.
I remember all kinds of songs.
Yes, yes. I know Damn Yankees is from the 80s. I was being a smartass.
Mhm. Hell, I
So looking
remember
at the
stuff from
comment,
1800s.
What
looking
the
at the
Damn
comment,
Yankees we were referring to?
I thought you were trying to sing. I remember a song back in 1973. Wasn't that a song too?
Could have been.
Yeah.
Me? B?
Night Moves.
That's
Oh
Bob
yeah,
Seger.
Bob Seger, Night Moves.
Well, now
Yes,
we're Bob
indeed.
Seger. Okay.
Yeah, I remembered something for once. How about that?
Started
Huzzah.
with
Yeah.
a song from
Hey, wait, aren't you the guy that wrote the book about your memory?
Yeah, but it's not about that kind of stuff. It's,
Yeah, but he hasn't read it in years.
as long as he doesn't forget writing it.
yeah, could be. No, it's about remembering stuff you want to remember, as you experience it. Because a lot of times people don't like somebody tells you their name and you go, okay, yeah, I'm not going to talk to you, so I don't need to remember your name, and you got to make an effort for those kind of things. So
Yeah, like me at work for the last few years. Unless somebody stuck around for at least 2 years, I didn't bother to learn their name because people come and go so quickly there. It's
exactly.
almost like Oz.
We finally told my brother that we never actually remembered any of his girlfriend's names because it was blonde of the week and whatever. We we were like, yeah, she'll be gone. Don't worry. Don't spend any effort remembering her name. And next week it would be different girl
Yeah,
altogether.
as soon as they figured him out, they'd run away.
Exactly. Yeah.
Run away.
I think one of them was named Lisa, and then there was a second one named Lisa. So we started calling all of them Lisa, which helped a lot. And they said, "My name's not Lisa." I said, "It will be. It will be."
Really?
Give it 2 weeks, it'll be a Lisa.
Yeah.
A Karen by any other name.
Whatever.
Who said it? Somebody said something. Did Donna say it? That one more day till IndieCon. I'm excited about it.
Yes. Oh yeah.
You'll be there, and you might be there, and you'll be there, and I'll be there, and the top row is not coming.
To the con.
Yeah.
Not the green room, Dan.
Wow.
Dang. Michaela said of the 8 people who hired on when she did, there's 2 of them left. Dang.
Yeah. That's the way it goes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So looking at the comment that Donna left in my YouTube video, apparently that seminar wasn't very good.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. I was waiting for Stephanie to come back so I could ask her too, but I'm going to ask Dan. She was talking about buying your own ISBN instead of taking the free ones that either Amazon or Lulu give. Well, she didn't mention Lulu at all, which is odd. She mentioned some that I'd never heard of before. I'm like, okay.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, she said something about buying your own ISBN. And I've heard that before. Brian K. Morris is big about buying your own ISBN because he uses Amazon. And I guess that some stores won't take, like if you say, oh, I want to go and sign at Barnes & Noble, they won't accept your Amazon purchased ISBN, the free one. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to go do a book signing at Barnes & Noble anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because Barnes & Noble will buy like 20 of your books, and then they want to know, okay, when 18 of them don't sell because nobody showed up for your book signing, they want a refund. Or the writer can buy their own book at the Barnes & Noble price. And I saw a gal that did a show one time on YouTube. She had 18 of her books sitting behind her that she had taken, that Barnes & Noble had bought for her book signing, didn't sell. She bought them all at the Barnes & Noble price, and now she's got them sitting behind her because she can't sell them for that price because that was more than she would sell those books for at a con.
Oh yeah, and more than her publisher would charge
Mhm.
to send her directly the same
Exactly.
number of copies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she also was talking about, sending the money in and getting your book copyrighted with the copyright office as soon as you wrote it. And I'm like, I think that's changed now. You really don't have to pay the government to copyright your book. You put in copyright 2024 by, author name, and then you register your copyright if you're going to try and sue somebody over it. There's really no reason to, you've got all kinds of proof that you did that book in that
How much
year.
does it cost to copyright a book?
It was $10, but now it's like $20-$30 now.
And if you're publishing online, it's automatic and free.
Yeah, exactly. You do own that copyright. It's just you do want to do it through the government and pay the money and get all the official stuff if you're going to sue somebody else for it. But most of the time, the money's not going to be there anyway, and you're going to end up with a big lawyer bill. So it's probably not worth it. I mean, I've had people pirate my books before, and I've seen them in various spots.
And it's very hard to stop that.
Exactly. It's China, it's Russia, it's
Exactly.
And I'm not going to hire somebody to chase down some guy that probably sold fewer books than I did. So forget it.
I'm sorry, Stephanie. She just messaged that her internet has flaked out entirely.
Oh wow!
So she can't rejoin us. I'm very sorry.
I wonder if that has to do with that AT&T outage they had this morning. A lot of stuff's been up and down.
Well,
I wonder if my bank's still down.
I had nothing to do with that.
They were saying it didn't look like it was one tower that failed because like 30,000 AT&T customers were affected.
It was nationwide because it didn't just affect AT&T cell towers.
Yeah.
I bank with U.S. Federal Credit Union, and they use AT&T as their carrier for all their internet communications between branches.
Okay.
And so, like right now, I can't check my bank account. I can't check online or on the app. And when I went to the bank today to pull out money for the con to have a bankroll, they had to call the manager at the main branch because that's the only one that has computers up right now. Here's the person's name, here's their account number, they're wanting to withdraw X amount of money. Do they have it? Oh, they do? Awesome. And then
yeah.
Well, at least they didn't just say, sorry, we can't help you.
Yeah.
That's
Lindsay
old
was
style.
telling me about this earlier today. It's not only AT&T, it's Verizon, it's almost every cellular carrier in this area, and apparently it's all across the U.S.
It was every single carrier this morning. If you look at downdetector.com, all of them, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and then of course your Cricket, Xfinity, all the ones that run off of their towers, all of them spiked at almost the exact same moment for down detection.
Yeah.
I've been checking the cybersecurity chats in my area. Nobody's really heard if it's related to any cyber attacks or not.
Oh.
I understand that it came out this morning that Blue Cross got a data breach.
Oh.
We got a data breach? We got a data breach, Kiri?
Keep your head up, you know you're going to get schmucked, right?
No.
Kiri, who got a data breach?
Blue Cross in Tennessee.
Well, that could be Anticipate, Joe.
It was
Yeah.
it was really odd. We use a track phone, and we've still got signal.
Hmm.
But usually we piggyback. The track phone piggybacks off of the Verizon network in the area.
Yeah.
I don't know who they're using now, but it's somebody's going, "Oh wow, we got traffic for a change."
Yeah. Yeah. Verizon was saying, oh, Verizon didn't have a problem. It was Verizon customers who were trying to text AT&T customers and getting a weird message. And that was what freaked them out. We're okay. And I'm like, all right, as long as that's really what happened and you're not just covering up, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What you got there to share there, Joe? Botman?
It's Down Detector, the website downdetector.com.
Okay, I'll click on it myself here.
Yeah,
AT&T Cricket.
yeah. If you look, like you got AT&T here, Verizon,
Mhm.
started to spike. Like all of them are damn near identical.
Yeah. Yeah. That's suspicious as heck.
Yeah,
It was like 6 to 8 a.m., I think,
yeah.
somewhere around in there.
Like
Yeah,
the only one that had like a late coming to it was Consumer Cellular.
Okay.
Keep scrolling down. Is Boost Mobile on there anywhere?
Windstream.
Go back up. Go back up.
U.S. Cellular.
Thought I saw Boost up there.
Oh, Boost. There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Boost was affected.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we didn't get any calls today. Good.
Hey, Call of Duty was still working though, so that's good.
Even Starlink apparently had some issues today.
Oh,
Then
wow.
Amazon's just trying to make their down detection look like their
Oh,
logo
it's a
here.
smiley.
Smile.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
I am not surprised to see Windstream having any kind of outage because they're crap.
Well, you know what's real weird is the time that happened, my internet service provider had a planned shutdown
Oh.
from 2 to 4 this
Hmm.
morning.
Okay.
I've seen seen some things floating around some of the IT pages. Just speculation, but they're thinking that maybe there was some firmware updates because a lot of these towers, one cell phone tower isn't just AT&T. It's going to be AT&T. If AT&T owns it, theirs is going to be at the top.
Mm-hmm.
But Verizon could also be on that tower, and T-Mobile, and so on and so forth. And what they were thinking was that it was possibly like there might have been a firmware update that went out to the switches and routers that were
I've gotten
controlling
two
the internet
Xbox
at those locations.
I've gotten 2 Microsoft updates this week. So
Yeah. And it could have just been a bad firmware update.
Yeah.
Caused the
We've
system.
been through those before, boy. Yeah, those are tough.
Solar flares had already been debunked, Nick.
Yeah.
There was actually a astrophysicist that basically said the last solar flare hit us like 12 hours before this even happened, and it would have affected a lot more than just cell phones.
Yeah. And nice to see you, Nick.
Nick.
But it's
And
kind of
one-
funny. All these survivalist Facebook pages I went to are like, yeah, my ham radio's working just fine.
Yeah.
I've got no interruption to my heliograph.
Yeah.
My abacus is still working.
I had a few younger friends who were posting on Facebook saying, this is it, this is the end. I'm like, you're posting on Facebook, you're okay.
Yeah.
Really.
There's no way to post to Facebook. You're still alive. Don't worry, kids. Food, you will find food again.
We could
I
just
can't call
back.
DoorDash.
What,
Oh,
30?
Look
we
over
were
your
just
shoulders for zombies and run when you have
No.
to.
We were
Well,
just
it's
having a
rare.
conversation at dinner tonight that there was a guy that we know that's all he is a guitar player. He plays in a local band. That's his job. And when 2020 hit, he had a big to do about I'm essential. Art's essential. And he was mad that restaurants were open and he couldn't go play there because music is essential. Now we're all artists and authors and stuff in here, but yeah.
Yeah. Could he have set up like a Zoom,
Oh,
call?
he did. He's just a nut job.
Do a Zoom call into the restaurant and have a tip jar sitting there, and the manager could collect it up for him at the end of the night.
It's a Marshall.
Like that's going
It's
to
a
work.
Marshall stack of a tip jar.
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh, Mike Jimmy presented me with a challenge today.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I can actually do it. I do know it would be very boring. You know how he and Nick do their live stream artwork?
Mm-hmm.
Mike Jimmy wanted to see how I compose music as a live stream.
Oh yeah.
And I am going to say that would probably be the most boring live stream ever. I mean, it'd be like watching somebody build a Buick out of Legos.
Oh, people might even pay to see that.
Dan, I hope Ted's not watching right now.
Legos only fan.
Yeah.
Join my Patreon so the next week we can put the tires on.
Nick said that the telegraph is working, but he keeps getting a message. Somebody pop up the message. Hey, Thesis. That's not the message.
But that's a good message. We have been trying to reach you. Stop about your car insurance. Stop. Well, stop sending the message.
My favorite.
Earlier,
my
Michaela,
favorite.
sorry,
I
go
keep
ahead.
getting all these calls from people trying to buy property I don't even own.
Yeah.
Sell it to 'em.
Oh, yeah.
Just
I
sell
get
it to
those in
'em.
the mailbox all the time. Some idiot wants to buy my house thinking that I've got more than enough room to build another house.
Mm-hmm.
They want to bulldoze mine and build a McMansion here.
I
Yeah.
had somebody call wanting today, and I said, well, I'll tell you right now, if you ain't got $500,000, we ain't even going to talk. And he goes, are you sure? I'm positive. All right, have a good day.
Hey, $500 million maybe. It's only an acre and a quarter, but if they're willing to pay it.
Oh, Amanda says she'd almost pay to watch you compose music online, Dan.
That would be a good
The music that I write alone will put you to sleep. Watching me write it would probably definitely replace Somonix.
We try this riff. Let me try this riff I dreamed up last night. Ding, 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 ding.
Sounds like John Paul and George.
Sorry, but isn't that
It would be almost exactly like watching somebody build something out of Lego. It's just little loops that are symbolized, and it's just stacking, creating patterns.
Okay, but Dan, it doesn't have to be like a forever show. Okay, you could do one show about it. And because that's what YouTube was famous for. People would do like, hey, here's how you do this.
Yeah.
And Joe and a couple other people the other day were saying that I should do one on how I do self-publishing. The step-by-step, here's how I get the formats, here's how I put it in this, here's how I do the cover, here's how I put it all. And I would do that. Maybe it's a one-off. Just do it once.
My wife is seriously considering doing a crochet one now.
Oh yeah.
I'll say, hey, Joe, do you really wonder what they think of the shows that you and I do? Come on, Peanut Gallery.
I like the shows that you and Joe do.
But you know, it's kind of like when Ted Davies and I did the cigar show. I told him, I'm not doing this forever. Okay, we're going to do topics. We're not going to sit here and go, oh, this particular cigar is a fine cigar and it tastes like acorns. You know, no, you know, there's 100 of those shows.
Now, Carl, you should have told him, I'll keep doing the show as long as you keep buying me cigars.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Because what's his name? Dean Stockwell.
Oh yeah.
Back when he was doing Quantum Leap, Al on Quantum Leap.
Oh yeah.
Got it written into his contract that Al would smoke cigars all the time, and that the studio had to provide them. And he said it was just a cheap way to get free cigars.
Exactly.
$20 is $20.
That's right.
You need dodge that works. Good dodge.
Hey, is anybody watching the reboot Quantum Leap?
I have not yet.
Nope.
Is that still going?
If you've got Peacock, watch it. This is season 2. The season 2 finale was Wednesday night or Tuesday night. And all I'm going to say is I grinned like a schoolgirl at about 3 points.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, the main drawback I would see to actually broadcasting to everybody how I put the music together is then the magic would be gone.
Okay.
You wouldn't be judging the music on what it sounds like. It would be, oh, is that all there is to it?
Yeah, but it goes deeper than it is all that there is to it. You still have to have the musical ear to know how to blend everything together and
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about
having a copy of that software. I can guarantee you it's not. Is that all that goes into it?
No. Yeah, because I mean, I played keyboards and I played saxophone. You know, I can blow air through a saxophone and make notes based on what's written, but I cannot write any music for that. And the same for the keyboard. I can read music, I can play it, but I cannot write music. So that is a different skill.
So,
But,
Donna, yes, I watched CIS, and I did watch the Ducky episode, and yes, I did cry.
Yeah.
Oh, Amanda's got a good comment here. Just wanting to hear me mutter when I didn't like the chord. It wouldn't be that so much as, oh, that loop is twice as long as the loop from the other instrument it's trying to blend in with. I've got to edit this particular loop so it doesn't come out dissonant with the one in the next stage of the pattern, because it's all patterns. It's and the bad thing is when you go from one instrument to the other, one might be 2 bars and the next instrument might be 4 or it might be 16, and they actually change pitch during that time. And if you don't fiddle with it, it comes out sounding very dissonant. I actually had somebody tell me once they wanted to hear my music live, and I go, what am I supposed to do? Walk on stage, walk up to a computer and hit the play button? Sit there and read my Kindle while it plays?
Sure, why not?
It's funny how it went from NCIS to Quantum Leap, which is Scott Bakula. And Scott Bakula was in one of the NCISs. He was in New Orleans. Nolans.
And he was
Yeah.
Captain Jonathan Archer.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan, one of our steampunk family has passed away.
I saw that.
Oh no.
I
Yeah,
saw
Kent
that. I
Nelson.
don't remember the name. Do you?
I remember seeing his name on some panels.
It was not somebody that I interacted with, but I recognized his face when I saw a photograph.
Yeah.
Um, there was also a Bane Books author that passed away here. Just like
Yesterday.
yeah, the notice. I saw the notice today. Um, another person that I did not hang out with at conventions, but when I saw the photograph, their face was very recognizable. So probably saw them in passing at like LibertyCon or something. Because
I
that's
totally
where the
read that
biggest
wrong, so.
number of Bane authors that I run into hang out. So
And I read it as a green room statement, yes.
Yeah, I'm just wondering who's not going to be at HallowCon this year. Not because they're not coming, just ain't going to be there.
we'll have to pray that everybody's still with us.
Artsy lost somebody earlier in the month.
That's right. I remember now.
Ron Butler's wife. Lynn.
That's tragic. I mean, Artsy is one of those. If you have not experienced Atlanta Radio Theater Company, you really should.
Oh yeah, you just close your eyes and you're there.
Oh yeah, I mean this is old time radio, but now with much better equipment and.
You close your eyes, 100 people would be sitting there listening to them with their eyes closed and see a completely different show.
Betsy just got home. Excuse me, just got home from work, so I'm gonna go say hi to her for a little bit.
Okay.
I miss you. Bye, Rich.
Give her a hug for
Rich,
us.
Rich, are you going to Big Joe Bachman's thing this weekend?
It depends how everything is Saturday morning.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's the 10th year anniversary of my mom passing, so if I don't have the spoons, I don't have the spoons. I do plan on attempting to try, but there's no guarantee.
Okay.
We'll cross our fingers.
I completely understand.
I understand.
Well, I thought
Maybe
I'll
a big hug if you're there.
before Green Room then. All right.
Right.
Get out of here. Go love your wife.
In every sense of the word.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
We're not going to ask you for an after action report, but go.
What's she going to do for the other 59 and a half seconds in the minute?
Wow.
Oh, Thesis. I regret to inform you that my music program downloaded an update in between doing that song for you and the very next thing I attempted. And it took me quite a while to get it wrangled back into some kind of usable shape. It's still not the way I like it. I now have a much more limited bit of screen acreage for the instrument and the pitch. It keeps trying to put it across the bottom of the screen, which is very limiting. It used to be along the right-hand side of the screen, which I got a huge bit of property on the screen to be able to work with, as well as have the mixer live at the same time. Now I can have the mixer, or I can have the instruments and the pitch control, but that's it. So I've got to figure this one out. They do this every time they do an update. They screw something up.
I had a drawing program that does that too, Dan, and it would be like, okay, how do I get all my stuff back where I had it? So it looks the same. Dang it!
Exactly.
Why are you helping me so much? Damn it!
Yeah, really. If this is your idea of an update, I'll take the extra instrument voices that were free and put my shit back where it was. Please.
This is one of the reasons why when Photo Paint by Corel keeps saying, hey, you want to update this year? I say, no. And they'll bug me all year about it. And then every other year I might update it. But it's like, no, don't update me. No, I'm too busy. I'm sorry. Too busy working on book covers. I don't want to mess it up by updating stuff and losing everything. And yeah.
I had one video editing software. It updated and became totally unusable.
Yeah.
I mean, everything I was used to using was no longer there. It was gone.
Yeah.
And I went back to using Microsoft's Movie Maker because that hasn't changed. I still know how to work that bugger.
Yeah.
It wasn't that the learning curve got steeper. It was somebody chopped the bottom out of it and tried to make that boat float. It sank quickly. Nick, you don't need to worry. You don't need to worry.
I can respect the anxiety, but don't worry about it.
I know you're a showrunner. I've watched Joe Dog go into panic mode 6 months before the con even starts, and everything always works.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta hit it with a hammer to get it to fit, but it always works.
That's why you get a 400-pound anvil and a Chris.
Yeah. And there are some things you cannot predict and you cannot change, and they will happen. And you just say, I know, I believe in myself, I can handle what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is yet, but I can handle it.
There's things that the staff is just panicking over.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They, have we got that? We got, and I've done this long enough to know now that we can't do a damn thing until certain dates.
Yeah.
And some of those dates just so happen to be moments after we arrive at the hotel.
Sure.
I mean, we can't do it until then.
Yeah, there's no point in even trying because it won't succeed until you get there and got the space.
Right. Do you ever have things that people worry about that only affect like 3 people out of 200?
Yeah.
Only 3 people are going to even notice that happened. Don't worry about that. Let it go. It's going to be okay. 3 people will kind of be slightly perturbed, but everything else will be fine. People tend to worry too much about little things that don't really matter to the general population.
Don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things.
I learned a long time ago that there are lots of things in life that are totally beyond my control. And some of them will make me anxious. But in the long run, all I got to do is wait it out and watch everything unfold the way it's going to unfold. If there's fallout, I got a broom and a dustpan. I can take care of it.
But
there's no use worrying about something blowing up before it actually blows up.
That's
This
what I
is
was
one
saying.
piece of advice that Joe Dog should give you, Nick.
Mhm.
If you're allowed to have one glass of wine, only have one glass of wine.
I still say that Joe Dog's doctor writes one hell of a prescription. You reach for that second glass and it explodes.
Yeah.
Because
That's
look at that was a really messed up thing, and now we're laughing about it, and it's become a ongoing joke. So
And
mhm.
did you notice everybody around me panicked? But me.
Mhm.
although I go, "What'd you do?" in your response,
I fucked up.
and that's not how you said it though.
You
It
know,
was
the,
calm.
the thing is, I don't believe in any supernatural things, or anything
Mhm.
above and beyond. But I was like, damn, that was almost supernatural. That was almost like, no, boom. Yeah. Wow.
Where I messed up is I reached to catch the glass that was falling over.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the thing was, it bounced twice.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's when I stopped, when I grabbed, it was vibrating, and when I stopped it, it exploded.
Yeah.
Instead of letting it wind down. Oh,
Welcome back, Joe.
Howdy.
Yeah.
Did you see
Hopefully
Unicorn
somebody be
Smiles?
streaming at least part of the day. Foxy and Thesis will be working, but they can try to be online somehow. So there you go. That gives you something to shoot for, Nick. And really, it's out of your hands whether or not the hotel the Wi-Fi is usable or a clunky thing that's going to annoy you.
Hey, Joe, Unicorn Smiles got his printer.
Nice.
Hold on. There's a cat in here. I didn't know I had a cat in here. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, hey, Dan, you'll think this is funny. Okay. Also talking about, and maybe Michaela is still in the room. I don't know. This lady was talking about at the self-publishing thing. She says, okay, you have to get a launch team together. I'm like, okay. Launch team. I'm thinking 5 or 6 people. You go online and do a show, right? No, she says you get about 100 people who will promise to buy your book and review it within the first week, so you can tweak your algorithm. And I'm like, lady, if I knew 100 people who would buy my book, screw the algorithm. I don't care. I mean,
Really, you wouldn't need the algorithm. You'd have 100 people buying your book.
Yeah, she was so focused on Amazon and tweaking this algorithm that she could. And I know it's her 8th book or 9th book, whatever. But she was like, "Oh, you just get 100 people together who promise to buy your book." And I'm like, "What are you telling me? New people who've never published before?" Okay, because most of the people there were sitting there had never published before. I'm thinking, these people, even their family's not going to buy their book. I'm sorry. How are they going to?
Well, here's the thing, though. You find 100 people are going to buy it. Let's say you do like Michaela did the one time where you do a pre-order.
Yeah.
And you get 100 of them to pre-order it. That's going to affect the algorithm in and of itself.
Yeah.
Like if you get 100 people to buy your book in the first week, guess what? Your ranking's going to go up regardless of ratings or not.
Right. Yeah.
Really. And
the ratings at that point will, make you fluctuate, but
the
100 sales alone is going to make you go from here to here.
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting.
If you can get half of those 100 people to actually write a review, even if it's only, hey, this is great.
Yeah.
There you go. Algorithm tweaked again.
I've been doing this for what? How many years now? And I've had maybe less than 5 reviews. Yeah, you know, you can't tell new people. Okay, new people, go find 100 people that'll do this. I'm like, okay. So we arranged with the library that Donna and I are coming over there next year to do a seminar. We will help these new people.
Yeah, really lay some truth on them instead of.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was.
Oh
wild.
Lord, I don't know who this lady is that was doing the thing you went to, but sounds like
Now,
Well,
if you make
she had
100 separate fake Facebook accounts,
okay.
yeah, there you go.
There you go. She had started in Philadelphia, and maybe she knew 100 people in Philadelphia who were willing to buy her book. But she said, "Oh, but really, you'll only get 30% that will actually do it." I'm like, okay, what you're saying is aim for 100 and hope that 30 buy your book. Okay, that's cool. That makes a lot more sense,
yeah.
I've got 600 Facebook friends. 3 or 4 might have bought my last one. I don't know. So, whatever. But, it was just some weird advice to give to new people. I'm like,
yeah.
No.
Did you stand up and go, excuse me, honey, you don't know a damn thing you're talking about?
I was going to, and then something happened. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to behave. So, and we just thought we'll go back there later and help them out. Oh, Donna says we are. Did you contact the library? You gave her your card, dear. Remember, we're good. She'll be calling.
If the phones are working.
Well, yeah.
That's why I keep the tin cans and string in reserve. The emergency backup internet. Ping, 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 ping. Is this thing on?
Sounds like Joe's entrance to Behind the Code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember having to murder a robot every time I wanted to surf the internet.
Yep.
At 300
Oh, if I was lucky, yeah.
Yeah, we had a 300 baud modem. We probably didn't reach 300 baud at the time. Yeah. We could only, here in town, we could only call in after 6 p.m. because the lines were owned by the tax. Who was it that did the taxes? H&R Block. They actually own the phone number and the telnet number that we would call into. They own the server or whatever. So we could call in after they were closed and get onto the internet. It was really funny the way that worked. I was telling that to a gal down at Verizon one time, a young gal and she was like, "What?" I said, "Oh yeah, honey, and we used to pay $3 an hour to get on the internet." She's like, "What?" And Donna's like, "You're scaring this poor girl. Quit it."
You're her. Do it. Damn kids.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking.
I'm waiting for Joe Bachman to watch that video I just sent him.
Oh
God. Hold on.
Don't do it.
Don't do it now.
It's a Rickroll.
It'll ruin the rest of your night. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hey,
I
Well, John,
believe
it's in your
Rick is something it
messenger
rhymes with, but no.
And I promise it's not a Rickroll.
Like, we're going to believe that.
Sorry, Don, what were you saying?
So we were trying to figure out if you were going to rewatch Burning Is Love and how many screenshots you were going to try to grab from last night.
1. And I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Have you posted it?
Oh, yeah. It's in the humor group. Don't go look at it now, though. It'll ruin your whole night.
Oh, you got the mama look.
Joe, you need to tilt the camera just a little bit more towards you.
No, I just took one that you said, oh no, Carl is going to screenshot this. I screenshot it. And then I put down, that bastard Carl is going to use this for a green room ad, isn't he? And I did.
So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to pause for about 15 seconds or so, because I know there's a delay between StreamYard and YouTube. Nick, if Xander is in the room, please have him cover his ears or leave the room for about 30 seconds. Because what I'm about to ask Joe Dog does not need to be heard by Xander's ears. I'm going to wait to see. Oh, Xander's taking a bath.
Xander's taking a bath. You're good. Don't
What
touch
in the actual fuck did you just make me watch?
The same damn thing he made me watch for the show, I'm betting.
No.
Joe Dog, where do you find this musical blasphemy?
It's a country music version of Jump
Oh,
by
God.
Van Halen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now I'm saying that on the friends of mine.
Yeah, that was so bad, I've got to share it with my closest friends.
If I've got to watch it, you do.
If
too.
I have to see and listen to that with my own eyes and ears, so does my wife and my buddy Tony.
Wow.
You got to admit, it does match up, which is scary.
That's the bad part. It matches up too well. And my buddy Tony was a DJ, so this is really going to mess with him.
And it's
One
Hank
day I'm
Williams
gonna have to
Jr.
have
that they
a
matched it up with. Even Dan just went, what?
You know, I don't think I bought enough Statesman. I think I need to go back.
You know, they sell that stuff in
Statesman.
cases.
I'm wondering where the hell all the Quaaludes from the 70s went to. Ah, good Lord.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, it's no use sending that to me, Joe Dog. I am not going to watch it. I'm too smart for that shit.
When we were getting this, Donna gave me this look like, is that for HallowCon? I said, no, that'll never make it to HallowCon. I have to buy it.
That won't make it.
It'll never even make it to the green room tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's already on shaky ground. Yeah.
Joe Dog keeps posting music videos. I'm gonna have to go break out the serious Irish whiskey.
You guys are going to still be hungover Saturday, Carl.
Oh, and John, I found the original. What's your name?
Behave.
I saw that.
That's dark.
That's the one he made me watch, and I'm going, you can hear my eyes roll, can't you?
Yeah. Hey, Dawn.
No. Oh, what?
I'm just gonna say, Nick has to be there at 10. I mean, you know, he's gonna open at 10.
Mm-hmm.
We open at 9 our time. Yeah.
Stop.
Remember?
Yes, stop. Because this is already confusing me with the stupid time change, okay?
I know, but I'm just saying, yeah, I gotta behave because I gotta be there at 9 our time, so we have to leave here around 8-ish. If we want to get there before it opens at 9 our time. Oh, geez.
Well, you have to set up, don't you?
Oh, our setup is easy nowadays. We're pros.
Throw the table cover.
Everybody's
slam
looking
the
at you like,
book.
You just sit down a big Tupperware, take the lid off of it, and go for it, people.
Exactly. Come buy a book. You want a book? Hang on, I got it in a tote. Hang on.
I could do that with the wood burning. Just set the tote up on the table and go, here, rummage through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's the cutout bin.
I've
You
got a
guys
big.
are
I've got
probably
a,
sending Nick into a like a flurry and stuff.
oh,
Don't.
Nick,
Oh.
Nick, it's okay. It's okay, Nick. Well, we've got a tote full of books, okay, which I leave out in the car. I bring a small box with 1 or 2 books each in the con. Okay. If we sell those books, I'll go back out and get some more. I don't haul, 100 books in like BKM does because he sells them too fast. If we sell a book or 2, I will walk back out to the car, smoke a cigar, get a couple more books, bring them back in. I don't play that game of hauling 100 pounds worth of crap in and then hauling 100 pounds of crap back out.
And to answer your question, Nick, he is on the correct time zone, which is Central.
Yes. The only time zone. Central. Central because it's Central.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Well, I hear rumor that there's a HallowCon contingency coming.
At least one.
So you can get your badges at the convention this weekend.
We can get our HallowCon badges?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. I'll bring some more money.
And and you'll be able to take credit cards too.
Oh, we are golden. You hear that, Donna? We're golden. Hey, Dawn.
Yes.
Yeah,
Shit.
you get your badge too then?
Probably. Maybe. I'll see.
We'll
Depends on if Joe Dog pisses me off within now in the next 45 minutes.
I'm just
It'll probably happen.
Yeah.
And when I piss you off, you're going to be so mad you can't stand it that you'll start laughing, and then you don't give a damn.
Pretty much.
You gotta go because Waffle House calls to you. It's in your blood. It's in your blood now. You know that.
Oh, I hear they've opened a Waffle House in Indianapolis.
Okay.
But it's not the same.
Yeah.
No. If there's a Waffle House in Indiana, it's exactly the same.
It literally was cloned from one of the ones in one of the other states.
But the company won't be there.
Yeah, and it will be staffed by Indianapolis people.
No, it'll be staffed by the same people that Waffle House gets all of their staff from, the prison system.
Okay, well
and I do believe Indianapolis has a very large prison.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Well, I hate to say this, but many a time at the Waffle House in Red Bank, in the conversation with the waitress, I got to go say my parole officer is mentioned in some shape or form.
Waffle House needs to have a side hustle where they do bell bonding. They're open all the time, and most of their customers will be using their services.
Oh, I'm disappointed with Waffle House.
Uh-oh.
The Home Depot Waffle House was a joke.
See, that's another one.
Would they make you buy siding with your waffle?
No, they didn't actually have a Waffle House in the Home Depot, which I've always wondered why Waffle House doesn't have truck stops.
I thought they were a truck stop.
That's no, I mean, like, fill up your diesel truck and
full blown,
like
large showers in the back, and truck parking and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably
they do. They call it Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Actually, the closest one to us is called A&A, and they had another A&A, and it's also on the bus route, and they had another restaurant in there that was very, very much like a Waffle House or an IHOP, but they changed it. Now it is a Fuddruckers.
Oh,
And I
Fuddruckers.
walk
I
in
haven't
there and I
heard that
go,
name for a long time.
ooh, Fuddruckers. And then I looked at the menu and I go,
Fuddrucker.
ooh, they've got fish and chips.
mm-hmm.
See, now we used to have a restaurant here at Hamilton Place. It was a Perkins restaurant.
Oh, we have those up here yet.
They closed ours, and now it's a Greek restaurant.
Oh.
But that used to be the hangout for all the pizza delivery drivers after work
Mm.
because they were open, 24 hours. They closed it, and the only one we had in the area for a while was in Alabama at a truck stop. So, yeah, it struck me as funny too.
Hey,
The sad thing about that is Perkins will have a free pie day.
Mondays here.
Yeah.
Not that I
Godfather's
ever go there
Pizzas.
because their food has gotten disgusting. Growing up, there was good, but
Mhm.
it's gone downhill.
Yeah, the only thing worse than that is trying to hold up a bar where the cops hang out.
Yeah, not smart.
Hey, we used to go to the Happy Chef, which we referred to as the Gay Gourmet because he was a happy chef.
Yeah.
And that's where we would go after bar close for breakfast.
The Perkins in Champaign was our closest one, and of course, they've been closed a couple of times for health violations, which is fun. Because it's like when they open back up, do you like run in immediately? Like, oh, hey, it must be clean now, right? Maybe.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe not.
I
All
assume.
they need is a 70 to reopen.
Yeah. Yeah, because I used to work in a restaurant. I had to take all the certifications, and you go to the certification classes. It was called a NIFI in those days, National Institute of Food Inspectors. And I had to get a certification, which is cool. But that class will scare the living bejeebus out of you because you learn about salmonella, you learn about every airborne and foodborne virus and germ and
Why don't they have that class in high school, like home ec?
They need that class because it needs to scare the living bejeebus out of everybody because, you put your wet chicken down on your counter and cut it up, and then you don't wipe it up or clean it, and you're starting putting hamburgers down there or something. It's like, yeah, you're gonna die. Sorry.
Yeah, I usually clean up after I slap my wet chicken down somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the green room. Not the green room. Not the green room.
I'm
Thank you,
talking
Red
about
Dog.
poultry.
I'm just sitting here.
What are you talking about, Joe Dog? I'm talking about poultry.
Nothing.
I don't know it. I don't know if I'm saying
That's
this
right.
right. I don't know if I'm saying this right, but she bushi lu wo. Thesis,
Gesundheit.
are you still here? That is not the green room in Chinese.
Oh Lord, if you ever figure out the category, the characters,
I
Rich
got
will have to increase the number of letters in the alphabet for his font.
By the way, you say the Sanskrit, that was funny, Carl. I got a good giggle on the Sanskrit.
that was for you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I looked. Google Translate is great. It will tell you how to say or how to write different things. And this is not the green room in Sanskrit. Just for you.
I used Google Translate in several instances in the Tom Darby prequel. I do hope it's close enough to being accurate
Close.
that I can get away with it.
Yeah.
Hi, Gabby.
Yeah.
I figure that will be a big relief to whoever that Scott gets to do the audiobook, to where he doesn't have to learn alien words anymore. It just,
Yeah.
French, German, and God only knows what else, what other languages I used.
When we used to belong to a Munzie clan that was mostly Germans.
Mm-hmm.
They would have a chat. I don't remember what it was over now. Might have been over Google Chat. And so it was mostly in German. And so I would have to translate it all for Donna by using Google Translate because it wasn't any of the words we learned for our trip, you know. And this gal
Those
was
are the
talking
best words.
Yeah, this gal was talking about her popo. I'm like, okay, that's not translating. Popo's not translating. But I figured out, she said, I slipped on the ice and fell on my popo. I'm like, oh, context is very important.
And Nick,
yeah.
I can actually read Latin, knowing exactly what you were getting at.
Carl,
Hey,
what
Nick, check
about
your DMs.
that Guinness World Record thing?
The box scoot or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that the fact that there was a name for it and there was a Guinness category for it,
Yeah.
and that there were people
Competing.
who had been practicing it to beat it scares me a little bit.
I want to see a man do it.
Uh-huh.
Ow. Ow.
It's not fair because they have rollers.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. I win.
I'm stealing that. Boom, boom, boom. I win.
No, you have to say it in that high voice.
I win. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, really, because
Yeah.
you lost a couple of vital organs during the boom, boom, boom.
Oh, they work even better. Remember those things that used to sit on as a hi, Zachy?
See,
They used to
Hey,
sit on as a
Zach.
kid and bounce.
Hey,
You hold on to the
Zach.
handle and bounce the ball. Isn't that kind of how it would work?
see, Don. The problem is if you let a guy do it, it turns it into a three-legged race.
Ow. Ow.
Somebody's bragging.
Yeah, my thoughts on it.
So wait a minute, Zach's here. How can we? Where's that funny little screen with us on the side and Zach in the middle?
Mhm, exactly.
What happened?
Hang on
Oh
a minute.
no!
We're gonna bring you up on screen because we want to talk to you about rockets.
It's Brady Bunch time.
I was going to say, can we not make me as one of the boys? I want to be one of the girls.
No. Well,
I
there.
couldn't tell you
There,
where.
you can be Alice.
Okay, I'll be Cindy, the youngest one in curls.
Oh, I'm getting dizzy. Wow.
Me too.
That's called the
Can we
statesman,
stop with
Carl.
the musical cameras?
Yeah, really.
Okay, hang on a minute. Let's see. What was I going to do here?
Good job, Zach, landing that probe on the moon.
Oh yeah, it was all my doing. Completely.
Oh man,
Good job.
Hey,
y'all
I
just
heard they
seen us.
lost contact with it again.
Again.
They heard it for a bit. I heard.
Yeah, it was like the most emotional landing. Also, Cap, we totally forgot we have a launch in less than an hour.
Oh yeah, we do.
A day and a half. We knew it was going to be a big day with the lunar lander. Not as big of a day as it has been. So I'm in mental fried mode. But one day this Canadian yes. And I said sorry first.
This is not the green room, Nick.
Well, to go along with Zach, oh man, the broadcast today for the IM-1 lander was. We actually did something he hasn't done before. We had 2 simultaneous streams going. So we had 2 views here on my screens. I had 2 chats up here. And 5 of us as moderators were moderating 2 simultaneous chats.
And somehow we kept it pretty PG in the chat. But 30, what was the peak? 36, 38,000 people at one time.
Yeah,
So-
both streams we were just shy of 40,000.
It was a lot of oh my gosh, and then they landed. We hoped, and then we all sat there nail biting for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was I think William Shatner was on CNN Live, and he was like, well, that was interesting because most of the time when something lands on the moon or Mars or even just launches, there's that moment of confirmation and everyone celebrates and everyone's jumping up and down and applauding. And this one was very subdued because they didn't know. They were getting little pings, but they weren't getting solid pings. So they had to call NASA, who called the Deep Space Network, brought it online, aimed dishes towards it that weren't going to be. And then they started getting a solid signal, but they're like, why aren't we getting the other signal? About 10, 12 minutes later, the mission control director comes on. He's like, well, we're getting data. So I guess that means, folks, our hardware's on the moon.
Yeah.
We're just still figuring it out. Well done. I think one of the highlight quotes of the stream was the mission control director coming on before they confirmed that it was on the moon, saying, well, we're not dead yet. And that's
and then
I appreciate his honesty.
The projector.
Screen. Yeah. So after the stream, we're like dealing with everything else that's happened after. They ended rather quickly. We're still waiting for the first photo. So if I disappear, it's because the photo came in. And we're running a stream for that. But we're scrolling social media, and I saw some pictures of inside Intuitive Machines like warehouse where they have all the engineers and their families having a party watching the stream of it landing. And I played the video. I was like, oh, it's a good party. And there's a projector. This thing is like a 2-story tall projector. Maybe 3.
Easily
on the far side of
the screen size.
This thing is huge. I then notice what's on the screen. And it's not NASA's broadcast. It's ours. With graphic countdown clocks, our store pop up saying buy a shirt. I sure to God hope they didn't patch my audio into this party, because I turned off every time they played a video explaining their spacecraft. I muted it because it had music. So then I started talking and just reading out the YouTube chat and telling people to spend money in my shop. And I'm just imagining the entire engineers of a probe and spacecraft being like, what the hell this Canadian on about? Who is this guy? But yeah.
Think about it, though. The actual people who built this thing chose his feed to put up for all their employees to watch.
My greater concern...
Didn't you hit a milestone for
we hit 250Ks a couple days ago. We don't get anything for it, but we hit that.
That is awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, we surged it. We hit 260 about 5 minutes ago. So today it's been a crazy week. The thing
Zach, can I get your autograph?
Sure, and a picture. The thing that surprised me is there was a team of engineers finding out if their multi-tens of millions of dollars spacecraft landed on the moon, watching a stream on Wi-Fi on my laptop in Canada, and that was the latency delay they were waiting on. Oh. And I'm like, so I'm waiting for them to send a feed to me for me to rebroadcast it out to them. And I'm like, oh, okay, this doesn't... I'm sorry for the extra few seconds delay.
Still. Hey, and I got to hand it to your moderators, because there was a comment that came up, and I started reading going, oh, my, that's kind of a... Oh, okay, it's gone.
There was some spicy ones today. Yeah. I think one of the things we've never had to deal with, that we had to deal with yesterday and today, is the company that built this lunar lander is a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ. So because of that, I guess Koreans really are interested in it. And our chat yesterday went full Korean mode, that there was no English. It was all in Korean. And it was everyone talking about the stock about 30 minutes before the stock market opened. And the stock basically got short-selled right at opening, that they had to close the market twice and halt trading because it dropped 25%. Well, not because of us, but a lot of people, I guess, were trying to sell out cheap, like plummet it, but sell, plummet it, buy. So when it landed, it went up. And we happened to be one of the chats that people were watching to see if it was confirmed or not, if it had the lunar orbit insertion. So they were all talking in the chat in Korean about buy, sell, and it took us about an hour and a half to figure out what they were doing. And we didn't ban them because it seemed like they were on topic, but we couldn't figure out what stock they were talking about. So
you
we
know,
did a lot with that today too, where there was a few different languages. Luckily, Google has a translate thing that we can basically every few minutes or 20 minutes say translate, and it just changes everything. So you just read English, but it was a day and a half.
So
I
in
think
other
I had
words,
6 hours of sleep in the last 3 days, so that's fun.
you don't want the green room, stupid o'clock, last man standing crew to drop into the chat at the same time.
You are by all means all welcome in the chat anytime you would like. How my moderators respond to what you say based on their training. But I said it to them, and I'll say it on air there, and I'll say it here. Andrew, Lewis, Signe, Amy, and Kieran were on basically like 8-9 hours today straight running the chat, and I have never had as clean of a chat as we had with 35,000 people.
No.
Like it, I've watched other streamers with much larger teams have way worse chats. So that was it. I mean, I wasn't even talking most of the time, so it was a team effort keeping that clean. Which I think is why we had a lot of people watching it. We had a lot of families.
Well, the problem is once we get into, if we did raid your chat, we would corrupt Cap into commenting the same stuff.
Oh, that's why Cap was in a Discord call with our team. We were just all as corrupted. We just didn't say it publicly.
Yeah, we were deeply embedded in a channel where the public can't get to it.
Yeah,
we were making some comments ourselves. Like, did
there was
this
some
person
interesting.
just say what?
Well,
We'd be
I like
putting
that.
inside jokes on that guys would have to sit there and be like, oh, something about, well, I wonder if they have tacos on the moon. Ha ha ha.
No, that would be nothing compared to some of those people.
Hey, as long as they get a parking lot in the back, I'm in.
Don's talking
Donna turned it on and was watching too, and she's like, what the hell? And I said, yeah, I turn off the chat. Don't watch the chat. A bunch of flat earthers will always come in here. I mean, idiots will come in, and
I received hate mail today about it, and yesterday about it, that every third word was the F word.
Yeah.
I really like, I'm running a stream right now. We've been up for 2 hours because we're waiting for the first image to come in, and we're assuming we're getting it tonight. Everything's pointing to that, but we're waiting. And I have had 3 super chats of about $6 each saying, would you just display the damn image? And I'm like, well, I'll thank you for your money. But surprisingly, just so you know, I don't control the spacecraft or the company's Google Drive that has the image. So unfortunately, no. But thank you for your donation. You could have said that for free, but you got highlighted. You're welcome.
I'll highlight one other thing we did for our first time too. If you watch the stream, one of them we did the show us you watching, and people literally started sending their photos of them and their families watching the stream with a selfie of them, and we were giving them shout outs for supporting us.
Yeah, I think we got like 30 or 40 pictures sent in like half an hour, and some of the locations are interesting. There's family that was at a bowling alley. They had us on their phone and they stopped bowling to watch. We had 2 guys in some pub. Guy in Africa. There was 2 guys at a bar, and they had taken over the TV behind the bar.
Oh,
and it had our stream on it. So that was interesting. I think we saw that there was like a couple schools saying they were watching, a couple office like cubicle blocks that had got together. So it was neat seeing people get excited about it from literally all over the world, which I think it's interesting because it's an American lander. America really pushed that this was an American lander all the way through. But I would say most of our audience was not American and was just as excited. So
it was pretty equally diverse, because we usually ask people, where are you coming from? We get Australia, New Zealand, Japan, India, Europe, everywhere.
Mars. There's a couple guys on the moon said they were waiting for their Amazon delivery order, but
hey.
Yeah.
The locker's vacuum sealed. John, what have you done?
Oh, the picture finally came in from the moon.
Did it? Oh, did so help? You can't do that to me.
You about just gave Zach a heart attack. Oh my god. The farting astronaut, yep.
Oh my gosh.
Run away!
And he's sitting there behind the rock.
Didn't somebody else do something, splice something else went in with that to where somebody else is beside the astronaut and they look over and they're going,
Yeah, they have a new commercial out.
Uh-oh.
Let me see if I can find that.
Okay.
What time's that stream start, Zach? 11?
Oh, it's the Godzilla. It's the one with Godzilla and King Kong fighting.
All right.
oh yeah.
Come here. Everybody wants to see you on screen. Come here.
Launches 9:11 p.m.
Not happening.
Wait, what time?
Oh, sorry. 11:11 p.m.
Oh, that's what I said, 11, yeah.
9 here.
So we got 20 minutes.
Yeah. We go live at like 7 after.
Hey Joe, can I show that commercial if we don't put the sound on?
I don't know.
I would recommend against it, John.
What if I only did 5 seconds at a time and then stopped it and then started it again and stopped it and then started it again?
You would interrupt the conversation. So let's just keep conversing.
That was me today with a couple of the videos they were playing. I was like, it's the CEO of the company. I don't want to mute him, but this does not sound like original score music. This sounds like it was from a movie. So I was like, hopefully this is important. Mute. Hopefully this is important. Mute. Please don't copyright this. Strike the video.
Yeah.
So how many of y'all had issues with your phones this morning?
If I did, I slept through it.
We talked.
None.
Yeah.
None.
I
Yeah.
don't have any issue with my phone whatsoever. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I got called at like 5 in the morning by one of my contracting consultants. I had to do protocol analysis on the regional node around me. So yeah, I was up at about 5-ish, and I was like, I am not getting up. I'm not getting on this computer. I said, no, you're getting on this computer. So yep. Basically, if you guys haven't heard, it was a cascading protocol failure.
Oh no. Okay.
Between
And
AT&T, T-Mobile, and
Verizon, all the tier 1 providers. It originally, actually, a few days ago, it originated as just AT&T and 911 dispatch centers, or PSAPs, in telecom industry, were having issues where most of the calls were coming in, and they would pick it up, and all you got was a sound that sounded like a 56K dial-up modem. Now, some of the calls would come in, most of them would not come in. So that alerted AT&T, hey, something's going on. And then this morning, whatever happened, it just completely obliterated the tier 1 backbone.
Someone hit update software.
Wow.
It went from East Coast to West Coast in 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's
We were
what it was.
wondering. We were talking about that earlier, Cap. We were wondering exactly whether it was an attack or what it was.
Well, there's no direct evidence that it was a cyber attack. There's no evidence linking it to the solar flares.
No.
They pinpointed the source of where the error started.
Okay.
But what's getting the rest of us and most of us in the industry is why did the fail-safes not immediately kick in, reroute the protocols back to the way they were, and stop the cascade push?
Don?
Oh.
Is that Himoni?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
5:30 this morning, in about 3 hours, I'm sitting here just running protocol analyzers on the Oracle network.
Yeah, the FBI and DHS have launched an investigation into it to see if
FCC.
there's any link to cyber because of how major critical of a failure it was.
Oh,
Yeah, FCC was in it first, and then they brought on FBI and DHS.
Yeah, really.
Did it run to Canada too, Zach?
Not that I've heard of, but I haven't looked.
Okay.
No, for the most part, I believe this was contained to Conus.
Oh, okay.
And the other thing, and Zach pointed this out to me too as well. Yesterday, a major healthcare provider had a cyber attack, but, and I emphasize the but, they don't look to be related. It's just somebody
Now,
hit them.
Monday, I think it was, they launched an investigation into a Russian internet hacking group that they busted a bunch of those guys and supposedly took down their network and their network providers and all this other stuff. So I'm wondering if it might have been some sort of collateral, either damage from them taking it down or
the healthcare one, maybe. But like I said, there's no preliminary evidence for the mobile and PSAP issues.
I guess someone locally installed it.
A lot of people were saying that it's the solar flare. Well,
no.
All the IT guys are disagreeing. Like, no, because when this started, we were on the dark side of the Earth, and you have to be on the sun side for that flare to bombard all these systems. And that's what I told everybody. I was like, it's not the flare. Stop saying it's the flare.
And
it's not the flares.
We have our Comcast internet goes through AT&T.
Good grief!
Haven't had a beta problem with that. So
yeah,
that's right. They did take away Comcast's tier 1 access. They're now a tier 2 peer sharing provider. Comcast was mad as anything when that happened. They're like, FCC's like, you're not a tier 1 provider. You don't directly contribute to the backbone and the infrastructure. You can't be a tier 1 provider. You bought into it, but guess what? We're taking it back now.
Wow, hadn't heard about that. Okay.
Yeah, Comcast for a while was listed as a tier 1 provider, meaning they laid the initial foundation for the backbone, which basically, if you look at the U.S., you see a map of all the interstates, you have a map of the infrastructure. Because they all follow all the national interstates with these giant 6 foot by 6 foot concrete boxes of nothing but cable and fiber running through them.
Right.
And so Comcast was stripped of its tier 1 because they were like, well, you paid into this. You didn't actually do anything. You're now a tier 2 provider.
Oh, that must have hurt the ego a little bit.
That new FCC director is laying it out right now. He's like, this is ending.
What makes me wonder though, you know, these attacks and all, you never know when they're breaking in or when they're coming back out, what they've broken while they're there, you know,
until it breaks.
Yeah. And then that's why people like AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, Level 3, Cogent, CenturyLink, all these people that are tier 1 providers, they're mandated. Like if you actually go to one of these, like the old AT&T long lines. You've seen those buildings, the big old microwave horns and all that, but have you ever seen inside the actual building? There's like 5 sets of redundancies on all their switches.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, 1 goes, you got 4 more. 2 go, you still got 3. 3 go, okay, now you start sounding the alarm. Something is broken. Shut this link down and reroute it across.
Well, that's like the Christmas Day bombing up at Nashville. That's what that guy took out.
And did you see how fast it dropped that node and it just rerouted right around it?
Yeah. Yeah, the internet is supposed to be self-healing. You know, if something happens...
and this is why all of us are like, well, why didn't the failsafes kick in? The failsafes should have stopped it and say, no, you're on the wrong protocols. You need to go back to this one now. But nope, they just sat there and went right across the nation like, what the hell?
Yeah, that was the problem. Yeah.
That was like in 2010, 2006 or 2005.
The
squirrel in Ohio?
The Christmas bombing?
No, this is something Ohio he's talking
The squirrel.
The squirrel.
Oh, the
Hey,
squirrel.
the squirrel went
Oh,
berserk
God,
in the
yes.
first self-righteous church.
Yeah, pretty much a squirrel took out the East Coast power grid.
Oh, yeah, that was early 2000s. Yeah. Oh,
Well,
There
Yeah.
are easier ways to get fried squirrel.
There was a cat that took out the entire town where my mom and dad live, and the cats lived to tell.
really? Wow.
well, you guys remember the Northeast Corridor blackout, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember what did that?
When we were kids.
What?
You remember what did that?
No.
A stick across a switch.
A what?
A stick, a big old tree limb,
Yeah.
took out a 550 kilovolt H tower, and it just literally blew on down the lines, blowing out every substation along its route. And they were like, "We can't stop this. You can't stop the speed of light, damn near."
Yeah, TVA said they saw it coming and went, okay, yeah, fuck you.
Well, in those days,
Yep.
in those days, if one of them failed, the others tried to take up the slack, I think. And that was the problem.
That was the problem because the surge went down, the interconnects disconnected and tried to shunt the load. And as soon as that load got shunted, it overwhelmed the two remaining circuits. Yeah, there you go. Those H towers right there.
That's TVAs at the Chickamauga Dam Reservoir.
Yeah.
Okay, but those look like 250 kilovolt. I'm talking about the big, massive H tower.
That's the gate they put in that they don't allow trespassers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see that tower right there? Go to the right a little bit.
That
there,
one?
those. Yeah,
Wow.
those are the 250 kilovolt lines. The ones that are even bigger are the ones that actually got hit in the Northeast Corridor.
Ow.
Well, I don't want to jump away, but I'm going to get ready for this stream. So I might jump on for LMS, but if not, we will catch you all tomorrow.
Okay.
Good night, Zachy. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yep. See you. I'll be back, y'all, too, as well.
See you, Cappy. Congrats.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, it's amazing how, you can build something to try to take up slack, but by taking up the slack, it just
It makes things worse.
Exacerbates the problem, and it doesn't help. So if TVA was able to say, no, we're shutting down for a little bit, that's a smart thing to do in that case. You got to stop.
They pretty much kept the Southeast owned by disconnecting from the grid.
Uh-huh.
All right, John, if you pull, you done switch to Street View. I was going to tell you to pull back just a little bit on that upper and sort of to the right, the other side of the river. Yeah, pull up just a little higher. I was going to say, if you get up high enough, you could almost see my house from there.
No.
I wish they'd finish this damn thing, literally.
Well, they started on the other side, building the cofferdam on the other side.
Oh.
Finally.
Yeah, this is the old canal for the dam.
Yeah, the lock.
And it was getting old, and it was small. So they're building a new one, and I might actually live long enough to watch them finish it. But
they spent more time on this lot. They could have built the dam there.
It didn't take them this long to build the whole dam.
They're approaching the 8th time they could build the dam.
Oh, wow. For the Yankees in the audience, this is the Tennessee River?
Yes.
Okay.
And that is the Chickamauga. That's Chickamauga Dam with Wilkes T. Thrasher Bridge.
Oh, okay.
And they're going to take out several of the floodgates to put in the new lock.
Oh, okay.
And once they get that out, they're actually going to add 2 floodgates on the other side.
Yeah, that's a good precaution, actually.
I'm interested because I'm just wondering how Dan's going to get his canal boat down there.
I'm not. If I get a canal boat, it's going to be on Lake Hartwell, and I'm never going to be able to take it anywhere else.
Oh, okay.
And
River.
Now I could take it up to Tennessee and run it through some locks up there, but those are really big locks.
Yeah.
Those are cargo ship locks,
Ah.
not private residential boat locks, which are much smaller.
Mhm.
I'm trying to.
John, you're making me dizzy.
Sorry, I'm trying to read this thing about
the catfish warning. Yeah.
Children should not be fed.
If you see a catfish on the gravel, don't go near it because it's learned to walk on land.
It is a cryptid. Do not approach the cryptid.
Nick. Oh, sorry.
No. Nick is not a catfish. I have it on good authority.
No. Not a catfish.
Manatees are much more mellow than catfish will ever be.
Potates.
I doubt you get too many manatees up the Tennessee River, but
hey, it'd be a good place for them. Except, there's a lot of fishing boats, and they
have you ever been into the Red Bank? Have you ever been into the Red Bank Walmart?
Nope.
Trust me, you get manatees.
There's manatees there. Okay.
Hey, Carl, guess what?
Hey, I can see my house from there.
Huh?
I went to the grocery store today, and apparently I knew this. There's a bunch of munsies, and now that we can recollect the munsies, I know I didn't mulligan today for sure.
Yay! Good job.
Munsie,
sorry.
Scroll up just a little bit, John. Let me see if I'm home.
I'm getting bit by love bites from a kitten in there.
The lights are on, but nobody's home, Joe Dog.
I see the truck. Now we know where Joe Dog's house is.
Hey, see the car in the driveway? I'm home.
Oh, there you go. You were home on May the 5th, 2021.
May the 5th be with you.
I don't know when that
and
was
also
taken.
with you.
That's so depressing.
We look at Google Earth and we look at our house, and it still shows 2 vans ago, two different cars ago. When I'm like, we don't own those vehicles anymore.
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. The street view for my place here actually shows Lindsay's oldest daughter's pickup truck out in the yard, and she hasn't owned that for years.
Wow. Okay.
My parents, they have their citywide garage sales in their little town. Google Earth came through, Google Maps came through the day that was going on, and so everybody sees what everybody had for the garage sales that day.
Oh, cool.
I looked up my dad's mother's house in East Tennessee, and until you got down to Street View, it was an aerial view of the people that bought the property after she passed away and built their own house. You go down to the Street View, it's Granny's house. And I captured still photographs of that because that's not going to last long. They're going to, even though it's a little bitty lane and a half road in the Appalachian Mountains, sooner or later they're going to update that. So
yeah,
I grabbed a still shot when I could.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Well, it's a part of history that no longer exists. The house has been torn down.
Yeah.
There's nothing that could ever contain you, Nick. Just saying.
Now I've got to say, somebody actually went to the trouble of tracing down the references in the old Dan story and go, oh, wait a minute, you used actual real stuff. And I'm going, well, yeah, I'm familiar with the area.
Mhm.
Hey,
And then
Chris.
they managed to pinpoint it. And I'm going, "Bloop. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, y'all know Sarah from Nick's show.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she was in because somebody said something about walkie-talkie. That reminded me. She was on Comic Book Spectrum tonight, just before this show, and she was over caffeinated from work, I guess.
Hey, Dom.
She
Hey,
said that
Dom.
when
Hey,
she gets,
Dom. Dom.
huh? What? Okay.
Wow.
So
This is what I should have done.
yeah.
There's a screenshot for you, Carl.
Oh, I
Approved.
missed it. I missed it.
Oh,
I
you can
got
go back and get it. You will, anyways.
I got a lap full of cat here. I can't. I don't have. I don't
I
have
am not touching that
I
line.
need-
Donna, is there something we should know?
So anyway, so Sarah had been over caffeinated from work, and I guess at work they take her walkie-talkie away when she's had too much caffeine because she starts broadcasting all kinds of crap all over the place. And so she was over caffeinated in the comic book show,
Okay.
and she has just gotten a new Chromebook that some idiot might have helped her get, and so she was like,
Do we know this idiot?
she was spamming the comic book show until I was like, okay, I gotta go now. Bye.
All right. Well, we're going to have to wrap it up, but just for Donna. All right. So say good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
No, wait. Hey, I still got another minute and a half. Hold on.
Oh.
We can talk for another
Okay, we
minute.
hope to see as many people there at the IndieCD.con in Fowler, Indiana on Saturday.
And where?
Fowler, Indiana?
Fowler? Okay.
Yeah.
Fowler, Indiana. Okay.
Put it in your GPS, you'll find it.
I'm going to use this last minute to say one thing. I dated a cross-eyed woman once.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.